Okay, now we're revising velocity and displacement. So what is the meaning of velocity displacement? What kind of quantities they are? What kind of physical quantities they are? And how to find out their value using, mathematics. So basically we'll revise displacement first, then we'll come to velocity. Okay, so displacement and velocity both are vector quantities. But why do we say so? So what is the reason behind this? So either you can think this or you can just write down this. So if you are this kind of person, you will definitely understand this topic. Okay, so we have already learned that velocity and displacement both are vector quantities. What are their SI units? How to calculate them? So first we'll revise all these topics now. Okay. So displacement is basically length of line joining final position and initial position. We'll learn in this example how. Suppose in first case, the particle is coming from this point, so this point. So displacement will be this. In second case, if you look at any electron, suppose this yellow colored electron, so this particle has moved a complete round and came to the same point. So the initial and final position is same. So in this case, displacement will be equal to 0. And in third case, if you'll see, the particle was initially here, it moved to this point, then it moved to this point. But displacement is basically the length of line joining the initial point and the final point. So basically the length will be this. So suppose this is perpendicular, this is base, and this will be hypo. So hypo will be equal to root of p square plus b square. So this is how you calculate displacement. So it is basically length of line joining final position and initial position. Now we are revising now motion in one dimension. So we will solve one numerical of number line. Suppose a particle was initially at A, then it moved to B, and from B to finally it moved to C. So a particle was initially at A, it moved to B, so from A to B and from B to C. In number line, we solve question like this, like displacement will be equal to final position minus initial position. So suppose I want to find displacement from A to B. I want to find out displacement from A to B. So how to find out displacement from A to B? So from A to B, the final position is 40, the initial position is 10. So 40 minus 10 will be 30 meter. So displacement will be plus 30. So what is the meaning of plus 30? Now see, from A to B, the particle moved 30 meter in positive direction. So plus 30 means the in positive direction 30 meter. Similarly from B to C, I want to find displacement from B to C. So displacement from B to C will be equal to final position minus initial position. So final position is minus 20, initial is 40. So minus 20 minus 40 comes out to be minus 60. Now understand the meaning of minus 60. The minus here represents the particle is moving in back direction and 60 represents how much? So from 40 to 20 it will be 60 meter. So this is the meaning of the sign and the value. Okay, now our next topic is velocity. So what is velocity? So velocity is displacement divided by time taken. Since displacement is a vector quantity, so velocity will also be a vector quantity. Its SI unit will be meter per second. And displacement is given by final position minus initial position divided by time taken. In motion in one dimension, we generally calculate displacement using this formula only, that is final position minus initial position. So velocity can be positive also, it can be negative also, it can be zero also. It will all depends on the value of displacement. So suppose in this figure, suppose a particle was initially at A, that is x equal to 20. It moved to B, that is x equal to 40 in 10 seconds. And then it moved from B to C. So C is minus 10 in 20 seconds. Suppose I want to find velocity from A to B. So from A to B, the final position is 40, initial is 20. So displacement will be 40 minus 20, final position minus initial position divided by time taken. So from A to B, the time taken is 10 seconds. So answer will be 2 meter per second. So it's plus 2 meter per second. So velocity is 2 meter per second in positive x direction. Suppose I want to find velocity from B to C. From B to C, the final position is minus 10, initial is 40. So displacement will be final position minus initial position divided by time taken. So it will be minus pi by 2. So velocity is in negative x direction, and you can see from B to C the particle is moving in back direction. So it will be negative and value is pi by 2. And suppose I want to find velocity from A to C. So from A to C, the final position is minus 10, initial is 20. So final position minus initial position divided by, from A to C, the total time will be 10 plus 20, 30. So answer is minus 1 meter per second. So this is how you have to calculate velocity and displacement in one dimension. Now remember, the displacement and velocity both are vector quantities. Okay, and the value of displacement in one dimension is generally calculated by final position minus initial position. Okay, now you have to submit quiz related to displacement and velocity that I am sending it to you with this video.